and welcome to this week's video. So today I thought we'd have a bit of fun making our own wrapping paper, and we're going to use things that you'll most likely have around the home. So if you're ready, let's go. So here is a list of all the things that I used in doing this project. If you want to, you can pause the video and jot these down if it's something that you want to have a go at home. Obviously you can use your own cookie cutters as well, and here is just a quick look at what we're going to create today. So to start with, we need our potato, and you've got to make sure in the first place that your potato is big enough to cope with the cookie cutter that you've got. I really did struggle to find a potato that was big enough, but this one was just about right. So this is the tricky bit, and depending on how old you are, you might need to get a grown-up or adult helper to help you slice the potato. So I've just done it in half, and once you've done that, you need to push your cookie cutter into your potato. So it doesn't have to go in the whole way, as you can see, just a little way will do. And then I cut round the outside of the cookie cutter. You can see it's just a small slice there, went all the way around, and then remove that spare bit of potato. So once you've done that, then all you've got to do is remove the cookie cutter. And as you can see, it leaves a really cool shape, so we have made our own stamp. So another important step here is just to sort of block that on a piece of kitchen roll or tissue paper, because potatoes, when you slice them, can be a bit wet and starchy. So the first design that we're going to make is a gingerbread man design, and you can choose whatever you like. As I said, I'm using here a disposable throwaway palette and just a flat brush to apply this paint. So I'm using acrylic paint here just because that's what I've got. You can use poster paint or whatever craft paint you've got as well. And I only used a thin amount of paint, so that's quite important. I think the temptation is to apply a load of paint, but if you just do a small amount and you do it evenly over the potato, then you should get a really nice print. Another top tip is to, when you apply the stamp onto the paper, is to press down quite firmly to make sure that all the areas of that stamp do get into contact with your paper. And I found that one application of paint did about 3 gingerbread stamps. So just a little word about the type of paper. Obviously, whatever brown paper you've got, or you don't even have to use brown paper, whatever paper you've got at home is great and you can use that. But if you can, make sure that the paper that you're using isn't shiny, because some brown paper can be shiny and that will make it a little bit more difficult for your stamps to dry and not to smudge. Sometimes brown paper has a shiny side and a more matte or not shiny side, so just something to think about when you're making your stamp and making your paper. So we just then went through and did the whole design on this piece of paper. Obviously you can choose how you want to place your stamps, and you can mix it up as well if you wanted to make more than one print. So have some fun with it and create your own design. So once that's done, I let my paint dry, and you can stop there, or if you want to, like I decided to here, I just thought I would add a little bit more to my design, and I used a cotton wool bud just to apply some white paint onto the already dry gingerbread man, just to create some buttons for his tummy. So again, have a play around with it. You can create whatever designs you want to on whatever print stamp you've made. And I found this really fun, and there's lots of possibilities with this paper. So once it was dry again, I then decided to just add a few little faces to each of the gingerbread man with my black fine liner. Again, you don't have to do this step, but it just created a little bit more fun and made it a bit more personal. So it'd be really fun to try out some different designs. If you have a go at this at home, why not let me know what you decided to do, and you could even send me a picture through my email of what you've made. And that's the finished design, and I'm just zooming in so you can see the little faces that I've put on there as well, and I tried to mix those up to make them a bit different and have some fun with it. So the second design I thought I would have a go at is a little bit simpler, and that is just some polka dots. So I've got this sponge stamp here. Obviously if you don't have that, then you can just use the tip of your finger, which I'm just showing you there, and I've got some red and white paint and I've mixed up a nice pink colour, and again I'm just using a paint brush to apply the paint to the stamp. I did try putting the stamp directly in the paint, but I did find this method better, so painting the stamp and then applying it to the paper. And the fact that they're not all even and they're not perfectly covered in just adds to it, makes it a little bit more authentic and just makes it look homemade, and I quite like that. So here are the finished two, and just a quick idea of what you can do. You can even cover books with it, and that's what I had some fun doing with my sketchbook. Well, that's all for today, Artcadets. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make your own wrapping paper. If you have liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye!